George.
Well, good morning, Emma.
How was your weekend?
Fine. It was, What are we doing today?
The Elowins are here.
The who?
The Elowins, George. You've been looking forward to them all month.
Oh, yes, the Elowins. How are they?
Well, they're fine. Well, they wanted breakfast, so I took them to an IHOP. Now they're waiting in the lounge. George?
Hmm?
Is everything okay? You seem a bit...
I'm sorry. I will focus. The Elowins, of course. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing.
You fixed it.
I did.
You are simply amazing. Do you know that, Emma? Show them in, please.
Oh, of course. Right this way.
Come in, come in. Welcome. Welcome to the Language Archive. How was your flight?
I am not depressed. First of all, I think you should know that. Depression to me is numbness, the absence of emotion. My husband sees me bow my head and weep, and he thinks that is depression. Sadness, he calls it. My husband is very reductive. What he does not know, because he hasn't cried since he was like 7 and broken a limb or something, what he does not know is that there are many reasons for weeping. There's the, I can't believe how beautiful it is, and so I weep. Or, I can't believe how true it is, and so I weep. Or, I can't believe I'm going to die someday, so I weep. Or, I can't believe everyone I love is going to die someday, so I weep. Or, I am marked for suffering, so I weep. Or, we are all marked for suffering, and so I weep.
Where we are now is the very heart of the Language Archive, a 500-strong collection of priceless recordings and tapes of worlds and cultures that no longer exist, of languages such as Arvon, Baltatuk, Christian, and, after this week, with your help, Eloway. This is the room in which we'll be recording you. I can't tell you how excited we were to learn there were still speakers of Eloway left. Well, we thought the language died out in 1954. And the fact that you're married. Well, you see, when we get to this point, when there are 1 or 2 speakers left, they're not even fluent. It's like the second or third language, half remembered at best. Or we have one speaker and he can only tell stories, long, unbroken soliloquies. But to be able to record an actual conversation, it really is very exciting. I'm quite beside myself. Well, shall we begin? Whenever you're ready.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Did not. Did so. You did so take up entire armrest, making it not so very comfortable for me, let me telling you.
Well, it was not fair that you made me sit in the middle. No one likes the middle, but who goes in the middle?
You want me to sit in the middle next to a big heady guy with big shoulders, making me squeeze when you know I have a weak heart?
You do not have a weak heart. You just say you do, because you are a worm. A lying worm. My life is like a beautiful, perfect apple. And he is the worm that comes in and eats out the rotten heart.
Yes, rotten heart you have, and it's killing me every day.
Stop the recording, stop. I'm sorry, but is this somehow for our benefit?
Excuse?
That you're arguing in English, is that for us?
No.
No.
That's more silly assumption.
We are talking in English.
Because English is the language of anger.
Yet only angry people talking. The hard people.
Yes, with guns.
In very bad manner.
But our language,
Our language is too sacred for this kind of anger talk.
our language is the language of,
How would you say it?
our language is the language our parents filled into our ears
Yes, at night with susurrations.
and whisperings.
Yes, our language is.
The language of their hearts.
Yes, there's no English in their hearts.
No,
Yes, and consequently no English in our hearts.
so true.
Yes. Yes, English is the language of anger and ugly things. That is what English is perfect for.
Yes, makes sense, see?
No, makes sense. I don't see.
Oh,
He is angry that we are angry with each other.
I'm not angry. It's just the reason for you to be here is to study, to record your native tongue.
well, if he would apologize, perhaps we could speak it.
Me apologize.
Yes! First time we were on plane, and he take window seat. I can see nothing. Okay, it's all right. You take window. No big shirt off my bed. But then I think I have big thoughts.
No.
Oh yes, and big thoughts say, this is more than about plane, more than about window. This is about much bigger fish. This is what my husband is like, not just on plane, not just on journey, but in life. In life, we are on plane, we are on journey, and always he take window seat.
I give you my gold. I give you my blood. And now look at me. I'm an old man with a weak heart.
What about me? I have a weak heart too. My heart hurts all the time because I married you and not Gary Seega.
Gary Seeger! Gary Seeger! Always Gary fucking
Gary good to his wife. Oh, Gary Seega. Oh, here, sweetie heart, you take window seat, and I sit in middle next to Smitty Men.
Complain all you do. Do I complain?
Complain about what?
You're bitching bad cooking, huh?
My cookie.
Yes.
What is wrong with my cooking?
Force it down my gullet I do because it is slattery.
You used to love my food. I see the way you smack it down.
Because I pretend.
You man! You terrible, awful man!
Arthur, this chicken is so very good.
Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
Calm down.
Do you know what it is like to slave away every day to make a meal with your own hands only to have it spit out?
Poisoning me, you are.
Less painful to be shot in the head, my friends. Less painful to be stabbed in the chest.
Savage chest. Walk in park compared to your stew. Salt in everything. You know, I've got a weak heart.
That is it. I have had enough. Didn't want to do it, but you make me do it. Hera-ba-da-ra-da, Hiram!
Crazy woman, no!
Dead to me. Into the silence, never to stop, never.
Oh yes, dead to me, into the void, everlasting silence. Booyah!
What is going on? Alton? Reston? Reston? Alta?
Yes?
Why aren't you speaking?
Well, of course I am speaking to you.
What does that mean? What about Reston?
Who?
Staff meeting.
See. Okay, according to the research, what we witnessed was a ghost curse.
A ghost curse?
Yes. Apparently, Elowins believe that if a person acts reprehensibly, that person can be made an outcast by effectively excommunicating the offending person. He or she is no longer spoken to or acknowledged. This silent treatment then relegates the offender to the status of that of a ghost, wiping out his or her existence in the normal daily affairs of life. That is awful. Sounds just like my parents' marriage.
But how do you reverse it?
So you can't. Apparently it's for life. Once you do it, you can't take it back.
So are you telling me they'll never speak to each other again?
Well, in order for them to do so, we would need the services of an Elwyn shaman, and the last one died in 1949.
1949?
I'm very sorry, George.
This is the worst day of my life.
George, don't you think that's a bit of an overstatement?
Not really.
George, I was going to step out for a bit, but perhaps I should stay. That is, if you wanted me to, I could. George?
Huh?
I said... I'll be back soon.
All right. She likes to visit other marriages like a tourist. But like a tourist, she knows she'll never get inside. Other marriages remain as mysterious as clocks whose pleasant faces hide gears she'll never understand. Is it comfort or woe that every clock, no matter how fine, eventually lags behind?